Hi everyone, Denise's Dancing Paintbrush again, this time with another of my collage tutorials. I just love doing these. It's a lot of little pieces, but it's fascinating, or at least I think so. So join me. I'm starting out by making a grid, and I'm using a photo that I've composited together with a couple of other photos because I wanted the little boy to have his arms crossed over his chest, and in the photo I had the cutest little boy, but he didn't have his arms crossed, so I used another photo to do that, composited them together, and here's my drawing of my little boy. This is for a children's book that I am illustrating. It's an alphabet book, and it's about folk tales and fairy tales from all over the world. This one is a Swahili story. Here's his face, just drawn on a regular piece of 80-pound drawing paper. It's a little bit a heavyweight drawing paper to handle the glue and the collage and all that. So I'm going to take a few minutes and sketch it out. I love the economy and ecology of this. I'm using old magazines and catalogs, Avon catalogs, and magazine photos, calendars that would otherwise be taking up space in a landfill. So now I'm finally ready to start tearing my pieces and putting them on. I'm using rubber cement. And I like to use a little piece, these little tweezers, because they are so helpful getting into the little bitty pieces of paper and getting them in just the right place. I start with the shadows and look for just the right value of color of magazines and photos to lay in my colors, my shadows. This is inch meal work, piece by piece, inch by inch. It all comes together in the end, but the challenge is no soft edges. Everything has a hard edge. So you've got to try and find just the right transition colors to make it look as if there are blended colors and softened edges. Got some strange shadows because the glare was so bad on the pieces of magazines I couldn't see what I was doing unless I moved the light to the side. So it looks a little ghostly at the moment. This took hours and hours, so I had to speed the film up quite a bit, as you can tell. Still, I don't mind putting in the hours. I just love doing this. It's thrilling for me. I know, I'm odd. I need to get out more. So I use a piece of tracing paper to get just the right shape. Instead of tearing it, I cut it out with my little scissors. So you can see me laying pieces down and then pulling them back up because it's just not quite the right color I'm looking for, the right value or lightness or darkness. And sometimes even after gluing a piece on, I decide it wasn't the right color and I'll go back and put something lighter on top of it. Here I've sped ahead and I've already done one eye by cutting it out of a piece of tracing paper and then trimming the pieces that fit on the eye just the right way. There's another eye. Then a pupil and a little dot for the light. You see here I'm covering up a piece. I thought his chin was too dark and now I've made it lighter. Just a little. And add a highlight. And he needs eyebrows. You can see how helpful those tweezers are. I really rely on them, but after a while it makes my my wrist ache from squeezing the tweezers. I have a little problem with carpal tunnel, as many artists do. So did you hear about the guy who needed money and decided to rob a museum? He planned this elaborate heist, got into the museum, stole the paintings right off the wall without triggering any alarms, loaded them in his van and drove away, only to run out of gas a couple of blocks from the museum and get caught by the police. So when the police are interrogating, they had to ask, how did you do it? And how could you possibly have come up with such a perfect plan and forget to put gas in your van? And he said, are you ready? I got no Monet to buy Degas to make the van go, so I thought I had nothing to lose. Okay, shameless art joke. I just had to go there. Now, as you can see, I've already put his ears in. I've skipped on ahead. And I'm adding little highlights. I thought it was too dark across the bridge of his nose, so I had to lighten that up. I put in his arms and fingers already, and I'm ready to start on his shirt. As you can see, I've put the brace on my wrist because the carpal tunnel's really beginning to bother me, but I didn't want to stop. I'm having too much fun. See, I've got my razor blade out and I am using it to tuck certain colors underneath others I've already put down on his fingers and around his sleeve. Nearly done. A few more white pieces and I'll just about be there. Okay, and here's the final image. For my alphabet book. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. It took a while, but it was a lot of fun. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.